What's going on, guys? It's your boy Chris here. It's been a little bit since I've done one of these, but I'm back with a movie review. I specifically want to talk about the last movie I saw, and it was Spider-Man: Brand New Day. As everybody that watches this channel knows, I love Spider-Man to death. Spider-Man's one of my favorite characters. He's my favorite character, not even one of. He is my favorite character. Um, from the first comic book I picked up to today, he's my guy. Um, and I'm not alone in that, given how successful this movie's been. And uh, let's just get into it. This movie was picking up after the from the events of No Way Home, where nobody knows who Peter Parker is. Nobody knows he doesn't exist anymore. Technically, no one knows who he is, and he's been acting as Spider-Man solely for the past 4 years. He would like a 4 year time jump from No Way Home to Brand New Day. Um, First off, the suit looked fucking fantastic. The suit was comic book like it jumped off. It literally came right out of a comic book, and that's a credit to the design team for putting that together. It looked fantastic. Um, Tom Holland was fucking great. He is the perfect Spider-Man. He's the perfect mix of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. He's that guy. He's having a monster summer with this in the Odyssey, and he deserves every bit of success he's having. Like him and Zendaya both, who acted their fucking asses off, especially in one particular scene, or really two scenes. The scene on the rooftop where they're talking, and turns out that the villain of the movie has taken over MJ's mind. And then the talk they have where she finds the letter that Peter wrote in No Way Home that he'd never given to her, and they never went back and talked to her and to Ned and her to explain what happened, where he's been. But it was one of the most mature scenes, conversations that you could have in a situation like this, where it's like it was heartbreaking, but everything that was said in it made sense. Like the way she felt about it was like, look, I'm sure this girl was great, but that's not me because I don't know you. Those memories, I don't have them. I don't know who you are, and I don't love you. And it was heart wrenching in the theater to see that. Um, uh, Jacob Batalon as Ned was good as always. He's solid comedy relief. To the guest characters that showed up in this movie, um, shout out to Mark Ruffalo and John Bernthal. Mark Ruffalo was really good as Bruce Banner and ultimately the Hulk. I actually felt bad for him at the end of this because of what happened to him. Because, like, and I'll get to the villain, quote unquote, of the movie in a second. Um, because I have thoughts on that. But John Bernthal as the Punisher was fucking hilarious. The way that him and Spider Man like went back and forth with each other, it was right out of a comic book. Like for them talking about Staten Island, Staten Island, talking about that shit again. Jesus Christ, gotta bring that up again. I saved your life, Frank. God damn. Or when he shows up to help him with the Hulk, he's like, dude, this is above your pay grade. This is the Hulk, man. We can just shoot him. He's like, all right, that's a good plan. Yeah. You just don't want to fight the Hulk, do you? No, not really. And when the villain gets in his head, like, ooh, he's got issues. And the way he turns on, like, have fun with that. Have fun with that. And like the way he acted as he was under the control of the villain of the movie, um, that was great. He was hilarious in this movie. I'm sorry, like, and then the hospital scene where he's like helping Spider-Man get out of the hospital, and he's in the window. It was just funny as fuck. I love the way they play with interacted with each other, and I actually want more interactions between the Punisher and Spider-Man. I want a backstory, like Marvel, like one shot of the Staten Island situation that they talked about in this movie, where Spider-Man saved Frank's life. I want to see that. But on to the last character here that I'm going to really get into, and that's going to be Sadie Sink, who, to the shock of no one, because they pretty much let it out of the bag early, Jean Grey. So, where to start? So, on one hand, I understand why she was doing what she was doing, because she's trying to find her sister. Her sister's been kidnapped by Damage Control, who were the actual villain, who, the guy, William, was actually the villain of the movie, because he literally, like, when you find out what happened to her sister, like, she was justified. She was trying to find her sister, but the way she went about it was wrong. And she did things in this movie where I feel like she got off really fucking easy. Like, she got let up for, like, a talking to, and it's like, you killed the guy with a taxi cab. Like, that guy that walked in the street and got hit by the cab, I'm 99% sure that guy's dead. And what she did to MJ on the rooftop, where she manipulated Peter, she did some unforgivable shit in this movie. And I feel like they let her off the hook for all of it, to where she didn't really suffer any consequences for it. And that part didn't sit well with me, because, like, yeah, she should. And this is why I felt bad for Bruce Banner, because when he's the Hulk, when he's trying to like turn him back, and he's like, he says, like, I don't know, man, I think she broke something. She fucking broke something in me. She broke something in my mind. Like, the Hulk came out, and it was a much angrier. It was the Savage Hulk. It wasn't like Professor Hulk or the previous version. This was an angry fucking Hulk. He was furious. Like, when he was like, no Banner, only Hulk. There was something different in him. And it was like, oh shit, it's the Hulk. This is the Hulk as he's been meant to be, off jump, and he is about to be a fucking problem. And when he finally becomes Banner again, he's like, did I do this? Did I hurt people? Is anybody hurt? Did I do this? And when they're taking him away on the gurney, he's strapped down, and you find out he goes to an insane asylum. And it's like, fuck, like, she ruined his life, basically. Bruce Banner was at a job. He was a professor at Empire State. He had things were good. He had the inhibitor on. He was fine. And now his life is ruined. So Bruce Banner's life is ruined because of what Jean Grey did. And again, she killed a guy. And all that to find her sister. And I think the resolution, like, when they reveal, like, the VMAX thing, where it's like, it's the last thing she saw before she died, was the ventilator with a piece of tape over it. And it was VentMax, not VMAX. It was the room that they had, Damage Control had her in, where they were trying to use her powers, like, to siphon her powers, or whatever the fuck they were doing with her powers, that was gonna kill her, by the way. So they were gonna kill her to try to do what they were doing. So this William guy for Damage Control was the actual villain. So yeah, I think she got off easy, despite her having a good reason to do what she was doing. Because her sister did get snatched up by literal Marvel Ice in this case, and she was trying to get her back, and she used her powers to do it. the way she went about it was rather like bad, and there should have been more consequences. But other than that nitpick, I think the movie was great. It was a great jumping on point for Spider-Man. This was the most comic accurate Spider-Man I've ever seen. It's a Peter that's down on his luck, but still just fighting on. That's what Spider-Man is. For people who think, oh, it's just like torture porn because he just never wins. Spider-Man does win in life in some ways. If you look at him, like he's in the comic books, dude gets a lot of girls in the comics for a guy who's down all the time, who's always down on his luck, struggles with money, but he's pulled some rather like amazing. He's had some amazing pulls in the comic books. Carol Danvers, Mary Jane Watson, Felicia Hardy, Silver Sable, a couple others later on in his arc. He's always kind of managed to, and he always kind of manages to figure it out. Somehow he makes it work. As long as they don't one more day him at any point, because if I see like them do that, I will never. I could rant on One More Day a million times, but I'm not going to do it again because. Actually, no, I'm going to get this out. That story like started my hatred for J. Michael Straczynski. I know it's not his fault. He was forced to write the story, but he should have quit in protest and not done it. And Gage should have had someone else do it if he was that committed. He should have quit the title and not done it. Because that's what I would have done. I was like, I'm not going to do this to Spider-Man. It's a betrayal of his character. And I, as a fan, will not do this. That's what I would have done if I had to write a story where he was going to undo his marriage through Mephisto. Because that's fucking... Peter Parker is a character of science. It made zero sense for him to go to a supernatural force like Mephisto to save Aunt May after she was like, dude, you got to let me go. He totally would have made the right choice and not done that. And MJ wouldn't let him do it. But shady writing and a shitty story led to it happening. And I was so disgusted by it that I stopped reading comics for about 10, 15 years. Until I started watching Comics Explained and Comic Story and R.I.P. Benny, you are still missed. And Comic Pop and like them on the weekly poll. I got into comics again because of them. Kate Joel, Comic Book Cast. I got into comics again, and I realized that I still love the art form. And I always gravitate back to Spider-Man because that's my guy. I love Superman too, but if I had to pick between the two, Spider-Man is my guy. Always has been, always will be. So much so that my wife got me like for Christmas, she got me like this stainless steel Spider-Man ring. That's his mask. It's really cool, and I it's one of my most cherished possessions because I absolutely love it. Three things that I will never, if I ever get rid of stuff. 3 things I'll never get rid of. My fish hook I got in Hawaii as a gift while we were in Hawaii a couple years ago. That ring and my wedding ring. I'm never going to do it. I hope. You never know what will happen in life. But hopefully that never has to happen. On a side note, I want to take a moment in this video to thank my boy Rams fan, my homie Rick, my buddy Joe, my boy Keith, my wife, Lenora, and a guy named Chuck, and my Lenora's aunt, Patricia. I put up a GoFundMe a week ago because I've been going through some stuff financially, and I needed help, and these people that I named helped in certain ways, and with or offered to help in ways. I don't know what I would have done without y'all. So I want to take a moment to thank you guys. I'm gonna link to the GoFundMe here. Still may need some help with some stuff to get through the storm that I've been facing, and every little bit helps. But yeah, I just wanted to put this out there real quick. I wanted to thank those people. And Spider-Man Brand New Day. Go see it. It's really fucking good. You'll enjoy it. Anyway, my phone's about to die, so I'm gonna stop recording this video so I can go charge it. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Peace.